war drums echo across the divided lands. As the kingdoms prepare for battle, alliances shift like sand in the wind. Some seek power, others survival, but all are blind to the shadow growing beyond their borders. This episode deepens the political intrigue of the rise of kings, revealing the ambitions, betrayals, and secrets of rulers who will soon face consequences far greater than war itself. Thunder cracks across the continent as relentless rain soaks the fields and fortresses of the five realms. Messengers, cloaked and weary, gallop through the mud, their horses heaving with exhaustion as they deliver grave news of border skirmishes. In the grand halls of Silverwood and the iron keeps of the north, banners are unfurled, their sigils catching the dim light as blacksmiths' hammers ring out a clarion call to arms. A montage of preparation unfolds. Swords are sharpened against whetstones. Archers fletch arrows with grim determination, and across the lands, the air grows heavy with the scent of steel and the promise of bloodshed. The gathering storms are no longer a whisper on the wind. They are a tempest poised to break. In the hallowed, candlelit chambers of the Sunstone Citadel, the Council of Five convenes in absolute secrecy. The flickering flames cast long, dancing shadows on the faces of the continent's most powerful rulers. Their polished armor and heirloom jewels glinting with reflected light. Queen Lysara of Eldoria, her voice a beacon of reason in the rising tension, pleads for unity against a common, unseen threat. She speaks of ancient prophecies and gathering darkness, but her words are met with scorn. King Kael of the Iron Peaks, his face a mask of arrogant disdain, laughs openly. Prophecies are the refuge of the weak, he scoffs, his dismissal hanging in the air like a shroud, poisoning any hope of a unified front as old rivalries ignite anew. Far from the council's tense diplomacy, King Kael stands alone on the highest balcony of his formidable fortress, the wind whipping his dark cloak around him. Below, his vast army assembles in the courtyard, a sea of disciplined soldiers and ironclad war machines stretching as far as the eye can see. A cruel smile touches his lips as his gaze sweeps over the formidable force he has amassed. With a clenched fist, he swears an oath to the darkening sky. He will not only conquer the fertile northern territories, but will also crush the very spirit of dissent within his own borders, ensuring his name is etched into history with fire and blood. The camera pulls in, capturing the chilling ambition burning in his eyes as a dark orchestral score swells, heralding the tyranny to come. While kings and queens plot their grand strategies, the true currents of power flow through the shadowed halls and back alleys of the capital. In a dimly lit chamber within the city's keep, spies trade secrets in hushed tones, their faces obscured by hoods and the flickering torchlight. A cloaked figure, moving with silent grace, slips a sealed parchment into the hands of a waiting contact. The message is brief, the wax seal unbroken, but the whispered words that accompany it are heavy with portent. The east stirs once more. A palpable sense of dread fills the room as whispers echo off the cold stone, hinting at a forgotten power reawakening, an ancient player returning to a game they once dominated. Haunted by the cryptic warnings of the old seer Ormond, the scholar prince Eldric makes a fateful choice. He can no longer stand by as the kingdoms tear each other apart, blind to the true danger. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of blood red and bruised purple, he begins his solitary journey eastward. Forsaking his royal duties, he travels not as a prince, but as a seeker, his heart heavy with the weight of Orlan's words about a looming, ancient evil. The sweeping landscape unfolds before him, a beautiful yet unforgiving canvas for a quest that will determine the fate of all. As emotional music underscores the gravity of his solitary path, in a crumbling, rain-lashed temple perched on the cliffs of the Storm Coast, the seer Orlan frantically scribbles his final vision. As thunder rages outside and distant screams are carried on the wind, he commits his terrifying knowledge to ancient script, a desperate warning of the coming apocalypse. He writes of a shadow that consumes armies, of a crown of fire, and of a silence that will fall upon the world. But his prophecy is destined to be ignored. As he completes the final character, the temple doors burst open, and the flames of war consume his work, turning his last, desperate warning to ash. The season of peace is over. From the mountain passes to the coastal plains, the great armies of the realms begin their inexorable march. The thunderous sound of iron-shod boots striking stone reverberates across the continent, a death knell for an era of fragile tranquility. Banners bearing the crests of lions, wolves, and dragons snap in the wind as columns of soldiers, cavalry, and siege engines move toward their designated fronts. The grand, terrible machine of war has been set in motion, its gears grinding forward with unstoppable momentum, plunging the world into a new age of conflict. The war has begun.